What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the best budget team. Basically, I'm going to tell you guys about my budget team that I put together so far. Some players that you guys could look at. I teased this video in a couple of the other videos, but I basically just kind of wanted to talk about how I built my team. First of all, on this team, I spent $45 so far. Basically, instead of getting the $100 version of the game, I just got the $60 version of the game, and then I spent $40 to get some stubs to like have some stubs for BR and have some stubs to like do a couple of collections and that kind of thing. So without further ado, let's get into the team. So I start off with my second baseman creative player, Patrick Mahomes. I have a whole video on him, why I picked second base, why I'm going to use him there. The biggest card that I have on here is I did get Francisco Lindor just by saving up stubs, and pretty much whenever I opened like 120 bundle, I wouldn't say, because when I was streaming, someone's like, open a 20 bundle right after I had like all those subs, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll do that. And basically I've sold like every extra card that I get, I have to sell. Like for instance, this Tim Anderson, I probably got it a couple games ago or something like that after a game reward, and I always go in and sell them. And check out my how to make stubs video on like how you want to sell them. I always sell everything at the top price that I can. But this Ian Desmond that you get from Conquest isn't bad. Like Conquest, if you're making a budget team, is an absolute must, and so is Conquest Extreme. It's gonna get your skill level up too. But let's at catcher, I went with Salvador Perez. I did the Royals collection, I did the Pirates collection, and I did the Marlins collection. Out of those two, I would definitely do the Royals and the Pirates. The Marlins really wasn't worth it. I really wouldn't recommend doing that one. I kind of regret doing that one. I've kind of thought about selling this JT Realmuto card, because I don't ever use him, like quick selling him, but I'm just like kind of holding on to him for maybe like an exchange or like emergency stubs or something. But basically how I tried to build this team was defense and speed, and I have a little bit of power. Everyone's pretty well rounded that's on the team, and then I'm also going to talk about a couple budget guys on the bench as well. So Mahomes leads it off at second base. Lindor, he's been pretty cheap. Like you can pick him up for, relatively speaking, like you can pick him up for 40,000 stubs. I know this is a budget video and that sounds a little crazy, but if you're like saving every stub you get, you will be able to, like, they will accumulate pretty fast. You'll probably get some kind of pull or something like that. That was just what I used my stubs on basically at this point. Mike Moustakas, man. He's slow, but man, he rakes in this game. He absolutely rakes in this game. I think he's got unfazed. He's got a really compact swing. I've been hitting the cover off the ball. He should have more speed. I don't understand why he's so slow. I know they probably do some kind of like you know, stat cast type of thing to get his speed, but I swear he's faster than that. But and he was a part of the Royals collection, so it was definitely worth it to go there. Another shortstop that you might want to consider that's budget is Paul DeJong. I think it's Paul DeJong. I just had a friend that growing up that had the same spelling of the name, so I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I just like pronounced it like how that guy's name was pronounced. But he's a shortstop for the Cardinals. I think he was running like about 1,000 stubs or so, so he's someone to consider there as well if you don't want to use Lindor. And like I said, I mean, this Ian Desmond is pretty dang solid too, like a lot of power. He's got a lot of speed. I just like Frankie, like I like him because he's a switch hitting guy. His fielding's good. His arm strength needs to be more, like it really, he can like not throw somebody out at first base, but he's got good speed. He's just a good guy. Like I can go back to back with my switch hitters right at the top. In center field, I have Starling Marte. Starling Marte is like a pretty underrated player. I don't know, like when you do the Pirates collection, you will get him. I think he runs like me, like 2,000 stubs, something like that. But he's got reverse splits. He's got good. He's like good at like just hitting the gaps, getting base hits. When he gets on base, he's like effective. Like he can definitely steal. He can steal some bags for you. And then in center field, he kind of holds it down. I wish he had a little bit more arm strength, but he's a good fielder in center field. He's pretty much a well-rounded player. You're not gonna hit like a ton of home runs with him, but he will hit some doubles. Now, first base, I have Eric Hosmer, who seems to be getting cheaper by the day. That 90 fielding is legit. Like, he's a really good fielder over at first. He's got a good swing. Today, playing up on inside edge, he's going to kill right-handed pitching. Wish he was a little bit faster, but he's, you know, like, it's a budget team. You're going to have to sacrifice some stuff. So, I really like Hosmer at first. Catching, like I was talking about earlier, I just have Salvador Perez. Just a good defensive catcher. He's got some pop, especially versus left. He can hit it out. Got a pretty good swing. Now we're going to get into probably this card is actually really, really good and can fill a lot of different holes for you. Jim Edmonds. He's got a great swing, tons of power versus right. Seems to always pop it to the gap. 88 fielding. You can play him at first base. I play him in right field. Decent enough speed. Basically, he's pretty 5-tool for a budget card as well. And that's the same when you complete the Royals collection. You get this Alex Gordon. And he's basically a lot like Jim Edmonds. A little bit less of a hitter, a little bit more of a defender. Great arm with a 97 arm strength. Good swing. Just like another. Basically, my team can all defend, and then we can hit the gaps, and we're going to hit doubles. And when the pitcher gets low confidence, we're going to be hitting it out for home runs. But it really helps because the hardest thing to build, I think, with these budget teams is a pitching staff. It's really tough. I'll show you guys my bench. I actually keep Luis Gonzalez on the bench just because he's not very good defensively, but he's like a perfect pinch hitter versus right-handed pitching. Same with Edgar, perfect pinch hitter versus left-handed pitching for me. Not great on defense, so I just use him in that role. And then I keep Billy Hamilton on the bench, and Billy Hamilton will just pinch run for one of these two guys. And now I want to talk about two like strictly budget players that like are really worth it to have in your deck of cards, either for events or even for your budget team. They won't run you too much. I don't think Gallo's that expensive. I just like pulled him in a pack, and I went and bought Ryan Schimpf, but he actually did get. It was weird. I bought him. I used him in a game, hit a home run, and then they gave me his card again. So I think Schimpf's about 150 buy now. You probably get him for like 70, 80 stubs. Gallo, I'm not exactly sure, but he's under 1,000 stubs. And these guys are kind of the meta right now from the top players. Like in BR runs, they're using these guys. Events, everyone's using them. They can definitely start for your budget team. Tons of power, low vision, but you play in like a stadium like Yankee Stadium or something, like Schimpf's going to be hitting tons of home runs. I was definitely talking about like how contact and vision are important. You know, like I got a lot of guys like that can hit the gaps and the doubles. But pure power, these guys can win you games on their own. Gallo's got good arm strength and good speed. Not very good defensively, but I mean, that's a ton of power versus right. Very dangerous on like the all-star level. Definitely worth picking up. And same with Schimpf, tons of power. And lots of people don't know necessarily who Ryan Schimpf is as far as like how good he is in the game. So like they might throw you something right over the middle of the plate. He's got unfazed and dead red also, Joey Gallo. That's a nice card, man. That is a nice card. That should easily be 1,000 card, but it's not for whatever reason. So go check him out. I like to have Hamilton. I'd like to try out Byron Buxton. I think he might be an interesting card because he's got a lot of defense and speed. The bullpen, this isn't my complete total bullpen, but it pretty much is. I still have Chad Qualls in there because I need like one more hold. I'm getting really close to getting Lee Smith, and he's going to take that spot. But I go with Brad Hand has been excellent. He's been rising in price. He's about 3,000 stubs. he is absolutely excellent. It is so easy to hit the line and the hoop with him. I love pitching with him. He's usually my first guy out of the pen when I'm just like grinding. I'm always like going to Brad Hand. Benoit, just kind of an old staple of MLB The Show, this kind of card from him. Kind of worth it having your pin. You get him from Conquest, get him for free. That's great. Chad Qualls, like I said, he's only in there because I need to get the Lee Smith program done. The Lee Smith's going to be nice. It ended up being pretty expensive though, so I mean, just as far as the exchange, like it ended up taking a lot of stubs to get some of these exchanges done, which kind of like isn't that much fun. And don't forget also the team epics are coming out, so you might be able to get like an extra reliever. Now this Phil Negro I got after like one of the games. I haven't tried him out yet. I heard he was really popular in the events, and he could be a guy that you could throw in for like into any spot in here just to have a knuckleball guy. That could like get you through an inning for sure. Somebody like having this Phil Negro, so he's somebody definitely to consider as well. The Drew Storen you get from Conquest Extreme. He hasn't been too bad. I mean, he's got some heat on that sinker. He has good pitches for a reliever. His windup is a little strange. I like it more when there's a runner on base. He throws out of the stretch, but it's like kind of like an extended stretch, but it's not too bad. Tony Watson is who you get from doing the Pirates collection. So he's another guy that you can definitely put out there, and he's pretty much your guy that you like can get out lefties. Kelvin Herrera, I've said it, I love Kelvin Herrera. You're gonna get him as part of the Royals collection. Great pitcher. I mean, I don't know, he's one of my favorite pitchers in the game. One of the pitchers I trust the most. I can't say enough about Kelvin Herrera. And then Felipe Rivero or Felipe Vasquez, his price is rising. He's basically Chapman. I swear, I've thrown 102 miles per hour with this card multiple times. Excellent card to be your budget bullpen closer. He should be both, like, lots of these guys should be like Felipe Herrera. You can make a case for Watson, and Brad Hand could be in like any legit bullpen going forward. You just replace him with like Miller. You'd replace him with like Kenley Jansen, and I don't know, you could like probably like put like Lee Smith or something. So you could definitely have like Chapman actually. So you could definitely have a legit bullpen like halfway built through here. The hardest part for me has been building a starting pitching with a budget squad. Starting pitching is really expensive, and there's also not many great starting pitchers. This Cole Hamels is okay. This Estrada is actually pretty good. The only thing is I really don't like his elongated motion, and especially for grinding, it makes it take a while. But he's pitched pretty well. His curveball is pretty good. This Ron Guidry, I just really don't like using Ron Guidry personally. Duffy throws from the stretch, so I enjoy pitching with him. I'm real comfortable being a Royals fan pitching with him, so I have him. This Alvarez isn't really, like if I got him online and he was my pitcher, I'd be scared because he's got such low per nines, but he's a good grinding card. You know, he's good with a two-seam fastball. He pitches fast, so he's not bad for doing some grinding. And then, of course, Shohei Ohtani, but now he's getting really expensive, like 5,000, 6,000. I got him when he was like 1,000, I want to say, so. But he's going to go up, so. But I would really recommend getting him. He's an excellent pitcher that could be honestly in your rotation for a really long time. So starting pitching is definitely the toughest thing to build. If you guys have some starting pitchers that I should take a look at for my budget team, let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this gave you some ideas for some budget cards to go after. Let me know if you guys are building your budget team down in the comments below. I do plan on getting the Yadier Molina. I'm going to put him in. And then I'm going to get Matt Kemp also, who I'll probably replace Marte with, and then just keep my corner defensive outfield. I might switch Edmonds to like left field and Gordon to right too also, but that's pretty much what I'm going to do there. The next card I'm saving up for is probably Corey Seager. It's going to be so hard to take Moose out, though. Like, I'm definitely going to have Moose on my bench for hitting. He's just... I've thought about, like, I've been hitting well with Seager's swing. I got his swing the other day from somebody on my creative player video that I'd like to try, but I haven't. A lot of people have been telling me that Seager's swing changed, but I personally don't notice too much of a difference in strike zone. The next video I'm going to put out for you guys is going to be my first ranked seasons game of the year. I actually recorded that yesterday and played that, and it should be an interesting commentary because, like, I'm telling you guys, like, you don't need to put in that much to have a good team and be competitive. If you know what you're doing, you really don't need to have, like, all the best cards at all. That's what I'm finding out. Also, I really like this card a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.